Welcome to episode 96 of our GrowCast show. My name is Yu Hong and I'll be your host for today. Today in our studio, we have Gail. Gail is the founder of Gail's Piano Studio and they have helped over 300 students to love music. Let's go into the questions. Can you share about your experience when it comes to music growing up? And what made you found Gail's Piano Studio?
So for me, when I was young, like many parents, my parents just want to try and see whether I have interest. So they sent me for music appreciation class. So I was 4 or 5. So I was like, oh, okay, this is quite fun, quite interesting. And I say, oh, I want to continue piano. But after I continued piano, like it became like a once a week kind of thing, which is quite normal for Singaporean kids. You go for piano once a week, and then you practice at home and you come back every week.
Okay.
And then you just play for your teacher. And that's all.
Okay.
And then what happened was, oh my, piano is more boring than I thought. When you learn as a group with your friends, it's very fun. You move around, you sing songs, you play different instruments. Then when you go for your one-to-one class,
yes.
Oh my goodness, so boring. Every week I listen to the teacher and I play the same song. So, and then after that, so one of the things that I decided, when I want to be a piano teacher, I said, okay, my piano lesson cannot be boring.
Nice.
My student cannot fall asleep and they cannot be playing the same song for 3 months. So that was one of my biggest decisions that I made being a piano teacher.
Yeah.
So as I go through the piano lessons when I was younger, I was going through the grades. You take grade 1, grade 2, and then every year is kind of step-by-step thing.
Okay.
It's kind of boring. I didn't feel like I was going anywhere much, but I just continue.
Right.
So I guess the turning point happened when I was in secondary school and JC. So I decided to take music as a language. So that's when the whole world of music opened up for me. Because not only we're just playing our own instrument, we play other instrument. We learn second instrument. I learned the double bass.
Wow.
We play in the orchestra. We learn about history and culture and why we are making certain musical decisions.
Okay.
And when you play in an orchestra, it's so fun. Everybody is making music together. It's not just me and myself and my teacher.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it was very fun. And so it's like, wow, when I am teaching my kids, right, I want my students to have this same kind of amazing excitement, making music with friends, this kind of experiences. So that's why we created all our different activities, all our different programs in Gail's Piano Studio.
What would you like the families to experience as part of your music community?
I would like every single student and every single parent who stepped in our door to find that music is such a exciting, fun, memorable activity, not just for the student, but for the whole family.
Wow.
So that's why we created all our performances, our piano parties, and all our little activities to feel that, hey, this is a place that we belong. This is a place that, wow, I can try anything. This is a place I can learn, I can have fun, I can grow. Not just 1 year, 2 years, but music is for the rest of our life.
Piano recitals are usually formal affairs. So what made you decide to do your quarterly recitals into piano parties?
Yeah, so when you go for a concert, a formal piano recital or SSO concert, what we gotta do is you have to keep quiet, sit very still. You want to cough, also you must cough very quietly. So for children, right, this is actually very difficult because children like to move, they like to make sound, they want to explore, right? When they're excited, then they will move, they will scream, right?
Yeah.
So what I want to do is to make music accessible for children. I want to make it fun so that they love making music, they love performing. So that's why we created our piano party, not as a formal recital, you have to, sit super straight and be super quiet, but to have fun. So the whole family can come together. We can learn something new, play some games. We can perform. We can gain confidence. And then the parents are part of the process. Then when the kids see the parents, the kids see you cheering them on, all the friends are there. Wow, they feel like, wow, music is such a fun activity. And they say, hey, I want to come back for more. I want to learn more. I want to be part of this again next time. So that's where how we create this excitement, this love, this enjoyment, not just for the kids, but for the whole family, for the parents as well.
So how do you build confidence through music for your children?
Okay. So for me, right, confidence starts, the very first step is to feel safe. So what we do is for kids to feel safe. So usually when they are small, right, kids, sometimes they are feeling very shy, because they're not sure whether if I say something or I do something, the friend is going to laugh at me, or teacher is going to judge me, scold me. So that's when it's like, okay, no, I don't want to be my real self. I don't want to have fun. I just look first. I observe first. I'm sure you have seen some kids like that. They just sit there. So, it reminds me of one of the students I have. She came here at 4 years old. So the parents already upfront said, my child, she's very shy, but we try. We let my daughter try. So for the very first lesson, right, the whole class, she's hiding behind the mummy's shoulder. And then, when teacher is talking, she will hide and look at me. And I say, okay, children, can you clap? Everybody clap like this. Then she clap like this. Because she's not sure, she's not sure of hey, am I correct or wrong? Right. Somebody's will scold me. What's the teacher like? But what I told the parent is, yes, in this class, we are here to learn music. Okay, I will teach your child to play piano. But even more importantly, right, than piano, what I want for your child is to learn to be confident. Because this confidence, right, is so important. It will stay with them for the rest of their life, in everywhere. In school, when they are making new friends, next time when they go to work. So this confidence, right, once you have it, it's like a superpower. You can bring to everywhere.
Yeah.
More than piano, what I want for your child is to be confident. And you know what? After 2 or 3 lessons, she clapped like this. When she sing, I can hear her singing. And then sometimes she's even the first to answer. So really, even more than music skills, piano skills, yes, we will learn that. But I want my children, our students, to learn how to be confident.
Most schools and piano studios probably hold one concert each year at the end of each year. What made you decide to hold so many performance opportunities for your student?
So what I realized over the years is that playing the piano is one skill and performing is one skill. Just like when you're reading, right? When you read a storybook to yourself is one skill. And then public speaking is another skill. So to train that additional skill, right, we also need chance to practice. So we cannot just, at the end of the year, hold one big concert, the whole school, a few hundred people there, and then your child freeze up, Wow, suddenly they start sweating, the hands start to be sweaty, fingers very cold, they cannot remember what to play. What we need is to have many chance to practice performing. Many chance to look at, wow, this big group of people on stage, and I still can do my best. So that's why we want to have many opportunities. Sometimes it's small one, take a video in class, send to your mommy. This one also will have difference, Play for teacher and play for camera is different. And then sometimes your homework is go home and play for your mommy and daddy. That's also performance. Different level, right? And then after that, we upgrade. We go to piano party. Wow, we play for 50 people.
Wow.
And then after that, you have more chance to practice, right? And then you can level up when you go on to the real stage, right? 100 people, 200 people, then you feel better. It's not so scary. You feel confident. I've done this before.
Yeah.
I've been working towards this. Yeah. So that's where the confidence comes from. You have chance to practice.
Yeah.
You have chance to get good at this. And then you deliver, you perform. Then your confidence go up another level.
Okay, so how does learning music help improve attention span in children?
Yeah, I think that's a really great question. And especially nowadays with, devices are everywhere, right? Kids have more screen time. What we are noticing is that kids' attention span getting shorter and shorter.
Yes.
They cannot focus. Maybe one activity, 2 or 3 minutes, and then they'll start talking to you about something else, right? So what we want to do is to help kids to develop their brain, to lengthen their attention span. And how we do this is through helping them to focus on one activity at a time. Right? When you focus on one activity at a time, it could be clapping the beat or listen, really listen, right? This is helping them to focus on one thing and lengthen their attention span. Not only that, the very act of learning music develops the prefrontal cortex, which is to do with their attention span, their focus, emotional regulation, their impulse control. So all this will stimulate the different area of their brain and help to develop their attention span so that, not just in music class, but when they go to school. When they are reading a book or maybe they're talking to you at home, they can speak calmly have a longer conversation with you. So all these will really help them in all different areas of their life.
So what is the number one biggest myth about learning music?
Yes, the number one biggest myth is that if you love piano, you will practice piano. If you love something, you will keep on doing it.
Okay.
But you know what? Sometimes it's easy to forget that we will enjoy something when we feel good at it.
Right.
You know, when we feel it's fun, when we feel it's easy. So, but how to help your kids feel something is easy? You need to practice first. Exactly. So it's like a little bit like chicken and egg, right?
Yeah.
So what we notice that if our children, our students practice for just 1 or 2 minutes, don't need to, be like practice for like to be a superstar, practice 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, no need. Just 1 or 2 minutes a day, we are building a habit, right? So just that 1 or 2 minutes a day will build, right, that fluency, that in their songs, they know the song well. They feel like, hey, it's getting easier. I don't need to think so hard. And then when they come to class, hey, wow, teacher, teach me something new about it. It's so easy. So practice actually will let our kids, will let your students feel that, wow, piano is more fun.
So if my child is learning piano, right, it's piano. So why do we need to sing in piano class?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, when you think of a 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old, do you think they can sit still at the piano for 30 minutes or 45 minutes?
No.
No, right? So we need to have different activities to engage them.
Right.
So even more than that, singing actually has very powerful musical purpose. It develops musicianship.
Oh.
So what it means is that, when you sing, you actually get to develop your imagination and your expression. For example, imagine if I sing Let It Go like a mouse. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. It's quite fun, right? You feel like laughing. It's so silly. How can Let It Go sound like that? But you know what? It expand your imagination. Like, oh, mouse sounds like soft. Maybe a bit slower. Sounds timid. There's an expression. There's a character there. And then if I sing Let It Go, like really, I very picked it already. I really want to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. You must be 100%, right?
Yeah.
So this helps kids to really understand the expression and emotion behind the music, without getting into all the technicality.
Right.
And on top of that, I tell you a secret that parents probably don't know is that, pianists are notoriously one of the, pianists have out of all the musicians, pianists probably have the worst sense of pitch.
Oh.
Out of all musicians, like violinists, singers, trumpeter, they have the worst sense of pitch.
Okay.
You know why? Because when you play the piano, when you play a single note, the note is already set for you. You can't change the pitch. Though whether it's correct or wrong, you cannot change.
Oh.
But as a violinist, you have to adjust, do. You have to change your finger and you have to adjust. So this is their ear training. But for piano, we don't need to train our ear. You just pick one note and the sound come out.
Wow.
So in a way, we have to work extra hard to develop this part of our musicianship.
Wow.
So that's why singing is so important, especially for pianists.
So what is your signature SPM framework?
So in Office Friends, we have our sensory, play, and movement SPM framework. So what it means is that when we learn, even as adults, as children, we don't learn like one direction. We don't say like, oh, teacher, talk, and then it will automatically, magically go into our brain. So we need like multi-approach learning. So S is for sensory. Sensory means that we learn through different ways. We learn through our sight, our touch, our feeling, movement.
Okay.
Yeah. So, for example, we have a song about campfire, making campfire, ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh.
So what we do is, we don't just learn about campfire. Fire is hot. We have a little candle and we can light the candle and we say, we are going to feel the heat. We're going to feel it's hot. Or it's warm.
Right.
We're going to use slow hands to feel the fire. So through this, they learn that, really, fire is hot.
Yeah.
And then do you think when they go home and they see a fire on the stove, they'll go and put their hand on the fire anymore?
No.
No, exactly. Because they know through experience, through their senses, that it's hot. You don't need to, no, be careful. No, they know themselves. They make the decision. Right? And movement. So movement, actually kids, right? They need movement breaks, They cannot just study. They need movement break. And then they continue learning. Actually, their brain works better. They learn faster.
Oh.
So just now when I was singing, I'm making campfire. When we do the action, right? They are not just singing a song.
Wow.
They are learning 2-beat rhythm. So even before we understand the concept of 2-beat, 2-beat is a
Right.
meaning, right? Making campfire. They can feel what is 2-beat.
Wow.
How to keep to a 2-beat steady rhythm.
Yeah.
Don't need to be technical. Don't need to confuse the brain. They can feel it.
Wow.
Next time when they play the piano, don't need to 1, 2, 1, 2. Very painful. So they already know.
Okay.
Yes, and for play, research has shown that, when we learn through play,
Yeah.
our brain synapses, right, are connecting faster. When you learn rote learning, right, 2-beat, minimum is 2-beat, you count 2. We need to repeat 200 times for our new neural connection to be created. But when we learn to play, it's so fun! I'm learning a campfire song. We only need 10 or 20 repeat to make a new neural connection. So that's why play and the element of fun is so important in our music program.
So why is it important to create our own music?
So, when we create something of our own, it actually makes us into creators, not just followers.
Wow.
And you know what? In today's age of AI, it's very easy to just copy and paste something and, that's it. But to really stand out in the future, we need to kind of level up and become a creator. Make something original that makes a difference or make an impact.
Right.
And more importantly, it also gives kids confidence. Confidence that, hey, I can create something without feeling scared I made a mistake, right? I can create something that can contribute to the world, to my friends, or maybe to my family. Also, it helps them to make informed decisions. Like, can you play like the raindrop, right? Oh, can you play like a thunderstorm? Right, that's a thunderstorm. And you know what? When we let the kids have a sense of imagination and creation like this,
Yes.
they actually do it without us telling them. So they're actually making informed decision. And that's the kind of decision-making skills that we want to develop in children, even at 3 years old, even at 4 years old, even at 5 years old. I can create something and I know why. Maybe my thunderstorm is like that. Yeah, because it's a baby thunderstorm. Maybe like kids will have their own reasoning, right? But you know what? To us, maybe it don't make sense, but to them, they have a logical processing.
Yeah.
And that's where the prefrontal cortex is developing as well.
Wow.
So that's why creating improvisation is so important even at early age.
How do you make learning fun for your children?
Oh yeah, so we already know that fun and play is so important for kids to learn. So how we make learning fun for kids is to tap into their world. So their world is full of imagination, colors, friends, and a lot of games. So we use all these elements in our classes together with friends. So when kids, they're playing alone, can you play one more time? Bing, they play one time. And okay, they don't want to do already. But you know what? When they're learning with friends, what happens like, let's play together. Can you play one more time? Who can play the loudest? Who can play the softest? Who can play the fastest? Suddenly everything becomes a game. And then when somebody have an idea and then we all try it and they all bounce idea off each other, that's where like the magic happens. It becomes more fun compared to when you're learning alone.
Right. Which is better? One-on-one piano class or like a group class?
So definitely one-on-one and group class, they have their own benefits.
Yep.
And usually what we think is that, one-to-one, my child will have individual attention. The teacher will focus on my child. But what happens is that sometimes when the teacher focuses on the child, then the child feels like very scrutinized,
Right.
Yeah. So actually, you notice, right, that when you send your kids to preschool, wow, they are so well behaved in school. And then they come home, they will do all their favorite different activities, right? All the different patterns come out. So why is that? Because everybody in school do the same thing together. There's a certain group energy that comes together, right? Yep. So when you are loud, right? One person play loud versus 10 people play loudly. Wow, the feeling is completely different. And then from loud suddenly go to soft. Wow, the feeling is completely different.
Right.
So that's why we really, really love the group environment in early childhood, because everybody will vibe off each other. Everybody will get excited to play the game with each other, and things become much more fun, much more engaging. So not only that, in a group environment, we get to do ensemble activities. What this means is that we are playing together like a mini orchestra. So at 5 years old, you have the experience of playing in the orchestra of many people. You have to play together. You have to listen to other people. You have to know your own part very, very well and perform your own part while listening to other people. So what it means is that you're developing your listening skills. What it means is that you are developing your understanding. You can listen to more layers of music. So your understanding of music, your understanding of the world becomes multidimensional. It becomes more layered and more nuanced. So that's a very important part of music making. So not just being solo, but making music together as a group.
It's so convenient to have a piano teacher come to my house to teach my kids for piano. But why should I go to a school for classes instead?
So yeah, you know what? Kids are so busy today. They have so many classes. Definitely, wow, if they can learn piano at home, it's so convenient. I don't need to ferry them around, wait for them. But you know what? Kids really do learn better in a school setting. So I started out my career as a traveling teacher. I go to students' homes and teach. But what I found is that, at home, there are many distractions. At home is where kids are feeling comfortable. They can be doing anything. They can be playing. They can be reading. They can be eating, having a snack. And to get them to shift into that learning zone, that learning mode, sometimes it's not so easy. But when they come to a school, it's a dedicated place for learning. So they once they step in, they know that, I'm here to learn. I'm here to play the piano. And it shifts that frame of mind, and it's easy to get the lesson going. Not only that, we also have all our teaching materials here, the teaching materials, tools, props, different instruments that we can use from time to time. So everything is available in the school. So not only that, in a school setting, we have more resources. We can have more events like our piano parties, our concerts. You get the chance to play with other musicians, not just one person at home. So your world of experience, right, that you get to experience in music will be much wider, much more interesting, more varied, more colorful.
My child is just starting piano lessons. Do we really need to buy a piano?
It sounds kind of obvious, but this is actually a question that we get from time to time. So, if you go for swimming class, it's quite obvious you need a
swimming trunk.
Yeah. You need access to a pool. You cannot learn swimming in a bathtub.
Yeah.
If you learn soccer, you're gonna need
a field to play.
That's right, a field to play. You need a ball, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So when we learn piano, we need a piano. But you know what? It's very, very understandable actually, because kids, you never know how long they're going to be interested in the same thing. Maybe the first lesson, wow, I love it so much. The second lesson, maybe I don't want to go. So you know what? It's very understandable. So when we start out, we don't need to, invest like a few thousand in a acoustic piano, right? For the start, maybe we can start with a digital piano. Or maybe if you want, you can even go for like secondhand. So that's like a few $100s. It's a good enough investment, which we need to progress in our piano journey. Because as we know, practice makes progress. We will feel good at it. We feel more fun. And it becomes like a virtuous cycle, right? I practice, I feel fun. I love it, I practice more. So we really need the piano or the keyboard at home to really kick this ball running, especially if you already started piano lessons. So if you're choosing a keyboard, so there's two most important features that you need to look out for when choosing a keyboard. Number one is we're looking out for weighted keys. So what it means is that the keys are not so light.
Right.
There's a little weight to them. They feel a little bit more like an actual piano. Then your kids' fingers can start to be stronger. They can grow in strength. They can have more control. So the second thing to look out for is that we want to look for a touch-sensitive keyboard. What it means is that when you adjust the weight of your fingers, the sound actually is different. If you have light touch, it will be softer. If you have strong or heavier touch, it will be louder.
Right.
So what it means is that your child can develop their emotional range. They can play loud, they can be strong, they can be light, they can be gentle. This is very, very important so that they can play expressively in the future.
My child is too young to learn piano, in my opinion. Should I still send my child for piano music lessons? And what would they learn in music class? Yeah.
Yes, of course, definitely. So every single milestone, right? Every single milestone that we're learning actually builds up to something. So at 2 or 3 years old, yes, they are very much focused on developing their gross motor skills. They can't really, move one finger at a time. So you are right. 2 or 3 years old, they are not ready to learn piano formally.
Okay.
But what they're learning is they're developing their gross motor skills. They're like blank canvas. They have no data inside.
Right.
As an educator, as a parent, we are putting some data into them. It's like, how to play soft, how to move my hands gently, how to move my hands fast or strong. So these kids this age, they can only do this, they can only do fast, they cannot do slow. Maybe they don't know how to stop. So these are all data that we are inputting to them.
Right.
In movement data, how to understand sound. At this age, they are like blank sponge. So they're soaking up everything around them. So different songs, different sound, different pitch, different rhythms. So we want to give as much data as possible so that when they reach the next stage, they can start to be creator. So 3 to 4 year old is where they have some input. They have some understanding of the world around them, and they can start to go into creator mode in the sense that, do I want to play long sound or do I want to play short sound? Right? So they already have the idea of what's long and short. So they can create, it's a happy song. Do I want to play long, slow notes? Or do I play short, jumpy ones? This is where they create their sense of ownership. They get to make critical, informed decisions, even before they go to the piano. So at this stage, we are learning music like learning a language. So when we learn a language, we don't start with how to write A, how to write B, how to write C. We don't start with apple, right?
Okay.
How kids start to learn is they make sounds first. And then after they explore many sounds, one day, magically, it will pop out, Mama, and then Papa. So how we are starting at 2 years old, learning music is just like how we start the learn language. We are making sounds first. We copy sounds. Right? At the start, it's messy. They do anything they want, there's exploration.
Right.
And then it becomes copying, echoing. And then they start to choose their own words. I want Mama or I want Papa. Right? So you want long sound or short sound. That's where they go to creator mode.
Wow.
So even before we go into all the complexities of, moving which finger, where to put your hand on the piano, how to read the notes, they are already understanding music as a language. So when they go to the piano, it becomes very easy, very intuitive. And then after that, we will layer on the reading and other musical skills as well.
So what is the best age to learn piano? And does it really help to increase your IQ?
Yes, okay. So the burning question of all parents, when is a good age to start piano lessons? So by the time they reach 4.5, 5 or 5.5, around 5 years old, this is a good age to start piano. Why? Because their attention span is getting longer. They have better motor skills. Not just gross motor skills like your arms, your legs, but also fine motor skills like your finger control. They are able to move one finger at a time. And that's basically really the skill that we need when we are playing the piano. So 5 is a great age to start the piano. And for your other question, does music really help to improve our IQ? There's actually a lot of research showing that learning music at whatever level, it can be professional level or, just casual, for fun, amateur level, it actually improved your IQ in the sense that improved math scores, you see improved attention span, better patience and resilience. And you know what? Not only that, I feel even more important than the IQ is the EQ. So we are learning things like resilience, how to get back up or handle it when things get not so easy, a little tough, because, life is not always smooth sailing, right? Yeah, how to do things that feel hard, how to have a positive internal self-talk, how to problem solve, like, this piece a bit challenging. How am I going to break it down? How am I going to practice? Or when I'm going to practice? So all this need like planning and a lot of soft skills involved.
Okay, so some parents have recount a love-hate relationship when they were learning piano when they were young. So how do you make sure their children, grow up with music without having all this frustration?
The most important thing when learning piano or learning music is to find that joy in learning. So how we can do this at home is to, make it very fun, very casual, not a very stressful kind of experience. We can, listen to music at home. We can go for concerts together. We can sing at home. We can dance, we can be silly. So the whole experience of music, it becomes very fun, very lighthearted, and becomes like a family bonding. Everybody have fun together. So it all starts with choosing an environment, choosing a teacher that is supportive, that knows how to connect with the world of a child. So the very, very first step of even going for class becomes less intimidating, because more fun, more casual. And when the teacher is able to observe and recognize the needs of your child, right? And adjust the lesson according to it. And that's where the magic happens. Oh, they start to look forward to the class, and then they start look forward to playing for you at home.
Right.
And they start look forward to listening to music, singing, and then they teach you how to play piano. Wow. Then that's when wow, okay, we are really on the right track.
So if I have no music background, how can I help my child in learning music?
For some of us, we did have a chance to learn music when they're young. But now, when our children learn music, we want to support them in their journey as much as possible. So here are a few things that you can do to support your child. So at home, we can listen to music, sing along to your favorite music. It doesn't have to be classical music. It can be pop, K-pop, all the music that you like, movie music. Sing along, dance along. You can be silly. We go to concerts. You can ask your child to play for you at home. Oh, what did you learn in class today? What's the new song that you learned? Oh, can you teach Mama and Papa? Mama don't know how to play piano, So wow, you know what? The kids really love this when they can teach you something.
Right.
So it becomes something that they have fun. And not only that, they feel good about themselves. They feel confident. Hey, I can teach my mommy something. They feel proud of themselves too.
So should my child take piano exams?
Coming from someone who has taken probably every other grade to grade 8 when I was young.
Yeah.
Piano exams can be very good for certain kids. It really depends on your child. So, every child is different.
Yes.
So some will get very excited, very motivated. Oh, I have something to work towards. I can win this. I'll be very good at this. I can be better at everyone. So some kids have this kind of thinking, right? So piano exams will be very, very fun, very motivating for them. But for another child, so they might actually be the opposite. When you have an exam or maybe even a performance, right, they might feel, oh no, so stressful, so worrying, so many things to do. And then suddenly they're playing very well and then their performance go down. Suddenly they don't want to practice anymore. So to me, for this question, it really, really depends on the child, and it really must serve the purpose that we are trying to give to the child. To build confidence, to help them to feel good, to achieve the next level in their playing. So we really need to see for the individual child.
What is the most important quality one should look for in a piano teacher?
For me, the most important quality in a piano teacher is the ability to connect with the child wherever that they are at, right? So more than the ability to, play a Chopin or Mozart piece perfectly in the concert hall is the ability to connect with the child. So what this means is to connect, go into their world, understand, what excites them, what motivates them, or maybe what they are worried about or what they're scared of. And using this information, we create the class that will help them to grow holistically, musically, to mature as a person. And so when we are looking for our piano teachers here, every one of the teachers has been chosen for this, their ability and willingness to go down to the world of a child, meet them where they are at, and then slowly we go hold their hand and they walk and progress together in maturity, in musicality, in the musicianship, and in piano.
Okay, so that's all for episode 96 of our show. See you next for episode 97.